Everyone, hope everything is going well. Today, I wanted to touch base on drugs and the sports card hobby. And I have been looking into this for a little bit. And here's some articles that I've found. And this was from a few years ago. People obviously know about this, but you know, there were absurd prices in Jose Uribe cards for $758,000 in 2018. So people thought, hey, some hanky panky, some money laundering is going down. And obviously, when you see prices that don't match what they should be, a red flag should come up. Now, fast forward to the pandemic, my thoughts are, hey, are these prices inflated? Part of it. We also know that the Fed pumped all this money in, PPP loans, everything was shut down, so people went to sports cards. But how much of that activity was related to money laundering? These are questions that need to be asked. And I'm just going to look at a few examples. Now, it wasn't during the pandemic, but a few years out. And this is what makes me wonder how much hanky panky went down. Heroin sports cards, man seeking drug money sentence in thefts from Kentucky shops. Let's take a look at this article, and this is on Yahoo and Bill Estep. I think I found it on a different website, but Yahoo is covering this. Tennessee man who helps steal nearly 200K of sports cards and other merchandise from stores in Kentucky and other states has been sentenced to 18 months in prison. Thomas was sentenced Thursday and is liable for about $200,000 in restitution, along with Corey Lee Best, another Tennessee resident who took part in the thefts. They were sentenced, and then they pleaded guilty to conspiring to transport stolen goods across state lines. And it says the lawyer, Best faced cancer diagnosis, suffered from drug addiction. Okay. And you go here. Said in a memorandum that Best had abused drugs, including opioid painkillers, 4 years, but turned to heroin after he was diagnosed with cancer in 2020. The increased expense and addictive nature of heroin increased the pressure, in his words, to do anything to get more money, which resulted in criminal scheme for which he is presently being sentenced. The lawyer says, or Thomas also was after money to get heroin, according to the sentencing memo. That's wild. The two burglarized stores in Kentucky, Tennessee, and Georgia, sometimes by smashing glass with a hammer, and sold the merchandise to stores in other states, according to court documents. That sounds a lot like what happened in 2020. Court records say two men stole from stores in Kentucky Mount Sterling baseball cards on January 12, 2022, and Kentucky Roadshow shop in Lexington just 5 days later. Isn't that dude? I forgot his name. I know a few YouTubers talk about this guy. And I think he's in a video with Mojo or something like that. People say that he's a little odd, but whatever it is, it's interesting. Okay, so besides money laundering, people are using sports cards for their drug addiction. Very interesting. Here's more of what I was looking into earlier. Edmonton drug bust also nets $34,000 in Pokemon cards and other collectibles. Interesting. And this is what in Canada. The Edmonton Police Services collectible cards like Pokemon and sports cards are increasingly being used as currency within the drug trade. All right. And this is from what, earlier this year? Summer. Officers seized nearly $60,000 cards valued at $34,000 in April while investigating a suspected drug operation in central Edmonton. All right, let's go on. They seized 3.9 kilograms of methamphetamine, 95 grams of cocaine, 6 grams of fentanyl, and other drugs. The drugs had a combined street value of over $410,000. And it talks about the individual. So yeah, they're using it in the drug trade. One of the last thing I would do. Let's dive into it. All right, this is from Coach Co. And he says that a mountain of Lego found in a suburban drug raid is so large police are going to need a truck to seize it. The 1,130 boxes worth more than $200,000 were discovered on Tuesday, alongside a meth lab. Wow. This is what, in Australia? So you gotta ask this question. During the pandemic, how much money laundering went on? Because the prices were ridiculous. Were absolutely ridiculous. And sure, there are factors that make sense why they went crazy. Sports weren't on, or you couldn't go to the games in some of the cities. Things were on lockdown. Interest rates were low. Some people didn't have to pay mortgages because of the rules the CDC made here in the US. PPP loans maybe have been used for fraud. But I'm just thinking, wait, we had cards that went from $100,000 MJ Fleer 86 cards to about 700 some $1,000 that were selling on Golden and also on PWCC. And they kept on going up and up and up. So how much money was laundered in that? And information, is out there where you can see some individual showing high-end sports cards have criminal backgrounds in drug trafficking, by the way. And then you have to ask yourself, where did they get the money from? The origination of that money. Are they plants? Are they working on behalf of, the deep state? Like, what's going on here? Did they make money off of Bitcoin? These are legitimate questions you need to ask. And it just seems now with interest rates going up and sports cards going down, yeah, there's still drug trafficking going on. Some people are getting busted, but it seems that if you look in terms of price, maybe a lot of people aren't as doing it as much as in 2021, February and March of 2021. These are just questions to ponder, but it seems a lot of hanky pankies going down with sports cards and, the drug trade. And people, that are addicted to drugs are just going to steal sports cards. Anyways, let me know what you think about this. Have any more articles on this? Let me know. I would be interested in looking into this. Anyways, I'll talk to you later. See ya. Bye.